Hello, hello, hello. Ishmi Akumukumi back here for hosting. Well, actually, it's my first time hosting. Oops. So we have Shawnee here and Osi on the couch, virtual couch, playing Monster Sanctuary. I'm so excited for this run. And we'll hand it off to you, Shawnee, to do whatever you need to do. Doesn't seem like it. Think you're muted, Shawnee? I don't know.
There we go. I know. Okay, we're all extremely tired in this call. Everyone should be able to hear me now.
Please, chat, confirm. Can hear Shawnee.
Okay, let me say that again. Act like we intended to do that somehow, just to test the chat. So the donation incentives, thank you for donating. We have the Dragon Lord alternate costume. We have the donation name of Slurpathon Shawnee. We have I Wooed Brew Dot, the Mad Eye, which is the prize that I cross stitch as well that people can donate for. We have Litma Fire Spark and Ditto Trank for the 3 monster names. And again, nothing's changed since that, right?
Confirming there is nothing that has changed.
Okay. Otherwise, I have to talk to this lady and rename things and be very. Oh.
Just play the Jeopardy song.
I can ride a unicorn, so it's all good. I'll jump up in a corner here. Majestic.
Perfect.
All right, so I can actually show this. I meant to show this off during the previous speedrun because people kept asking what is in New Game Plus. This is what it is. All levels get reset to level. All monsters get reset to level 1, and they'll grow up back to what level they were when you did New Game Plus. So normally monsters out of the party can't get experience. Now they can, and they can go back to what level they were. So we can exploit that a little bit, and I'll touch on that later. Monster Exploration. This is a Metroidvania RPG with a Pokemon spin on it. This is if you get, like you saw the horse there, you can get Mad Eye to help you fly. As long as you fight the monster once in New Game Plus, you have its ability to travel on the map. Inactive monsters level up. I already said that, and I can save it to a separate slot. And the most important thing is items that cannot be transferred are converted into gold. So as a perspective, you'll see this very quickly. And I have 5,421. I will start my file and I'll have roughly 260,000. I spent some time grinding.
Some.
There's the previous one, so we can compare on that one later. But I am ready to start whenever you want. Someone else give me a countdown. I might be looking at the wrong way. I can move the webcam if need be, but I'm not used to having a webcam on. But if someone wants to give me a countdown, I can go.
I guess I'll do it. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I forgot I actually have splits this one too. So we're going to pick our Spectral Familiar. Normally in this game, we just want the bird because we can fly and we can do some basic movement. I'm going to quickly change to, thank you, the Steam Golem % team. And this is basically their demo. The devs are extremely supportive of the speedrunning scene. They want to see it grow. And I have nothing but good things to say about them. But they do have a demo on Steam. And their old demo used to be basically how fast can you take out Steam Golem. So that was their original speedrunning scene. And after I beat this game casually, I didn't like the fact that no one speedran it. So me and Ozzy, who's my couch here, we just routed the game for about 3.5 months. And yeah, it was a thing. Also, we should do introductions. Ozzy, introduce yourself.
I'm deadbeat tired. But I'm more frequently called Ozzy. Yeah, I came to Shawnee because he was talking about this game occasionally amongst all the other games he was into at the time. And I noticed that the game was on Game Pass, and I thought, you know what, I need to give it a shot. I got nothing better to do with my time, and I ended up really liking it. I myself haven't like done sat down and did a run myself. I would always be talking theories and strategies with Shawnee, because there's a lot of options in this game. Like, oh, a lot of options. There's tons of monsters, and they all have their own unique abilities. They have their own skill trees, which is a massive selection of investment for skill points that could radically change how they end up playing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a big undertaking, so even if I haven't done a full run myself, I have definitely poured my fair share of time into trying to make things work.
Yeah, and this is Romanus. They made their team, and I stole it, and I stole the world record for Steam Golden Percent. So, thank you for the team. This is an absolute great team, and it finishes this boss battle actually 2 turns. It's supposed to finish in 2 turns. Oh, that's the damage rolls for you, so that's fine. So now we're going to quickly. I knew you're gonna mess up again. All right, that's fine. I did this last run. I'm kind of messed up the glitch-ish. I know it says glitchless. You can make preloaded teams, and when you, but did someone mess up my name again? Oh, they did. That's great. That's how it was in the original schedule as well. There's the extra E in my name.
You just have an alter ego now.
Yeah, that's fine. I have to grow a mustache during this run to make it worthwhile.
Oh god, they're multiplying.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, when it comes to the speedrun of a game, like, this game is extremely diverse, like Ozzy said, for when it just comes to making teams. We have one that works. It's not the best one. I do have an entire guide typed up on Spirited.com. And actually 2 of them, but for a New Game Plus Glitchless. And for the most part, like, if you were to follow it, you can beat the game. I have to still update a couple things on it, but this team, if you were to have it, the money route and all this other stuff will get you on a good starting path to learning how to speedrun this game. And the devs, excited for the marathon, actually have a Steam sale going on for 50% off on the game. Because they want to see this game grow, and honestly, if this looks fun to you, get it. You'll like it. Simple as that. This game is absolutely a gem to play. I'm extremely happy to see this get accepted into Slurpathon, as well as Questing for Glory just a couple hours earlier. We're tired. We're very tired.
Yes.
But we did PB. I didn't realize that. I got the wrong time. We actually had a 5-minute PB in that run.
Oh, dang, really?
Yeah. It was a 222 RTA is my PB, and we had a 217.04.
Could have fooled me, man. I was.
Oh, we were
both.
both.
At
Yeah.
the end.
I think my PB was like 214 for some reason. I have no idea what's going on. So we're in the Monster Sanctuary now, and this is the Keeper Stronghold. We're going to do a couple little things here just to forward the thing, and I'm going to do some boring walking and stuff like that, and picking up some boots. We're going to buy a bunch of Phoenix Tears. They act like cheap potions. They're great. We're going to buy a bunch of berries. The berries in general are great because they increase your crit damage by 6% apiece, and everyone now has 18% more crit damage. We're going to do a little Mario jump here and see the teleporter. That's great. Because we have to teleport back to it later, and that just makes things easier. We don't actually have to walk up the stairs. And also, we beat up a monk. We should talk about that as well. Do you want to cover why we beat up the monk now, Ozzy?
Yeah, so I'll kind of go over a little bit more of the kind of battles in this game, because that is kind of an important distinction. So there's the random encounters in the map that you can find. There's the champion battles, which is the solo one versus your team fights, where the one is the champion. They're a bit tougher, a bit stronger, and they are often gate you from being able to purchase more equipment in the shops, more items, and wow, what a troll.
Yeah, the thing is, I have to make sure I finish this. Also, I just realized I have the stream still
Yeah, because he right now, the only way to run away from random encounter battles in this game is to use a smoke bomb, and unfortunately, those are a little short in supply.
Yes, I picked up 3, and I'm happy to normally use 1 dodge upcoming, but for the most part, I really want to make sure I use them. And even though that was a needless fight, we do have to do a little bit of grinding, so it's going to pan off a little bit. We do 2 ups here for lever
It's
puzzles.
not a huge loss at time. It's just more annoying because
Yeah.
we'd rather do fights with enemies that drop certain things we want or give more experience for what we're looking for with our time.
Yeah, and we can see here we had to do 2 ups there. That solves the solution if you have a flying monster. I don't like how jumpy these enemies are being
That
today.
wasn't even. He wasn't even jumping that high. That's thing.
I thought, well, he jumped towards me. That was the annoying thing, but whatever. You guys wanted about 40 minutes of extra gameplay, so I'm giving it to you.
They just wanted to say hi. It's fine.
He's gonna die now, so it's all good. I gotta chat up properly as well.
Yeah. So we have the champion medals, like I mentioned, and they're gonna gate us from a good amount of content in this game. But the other thing that's gating us right now is our monster explorer abilities, but also we're going to get our first and only kind of like self upgrade,
Yes.
quote unquote. Because they decided that it would be better to have a permanent upgrade for your character than to make it a monster ability, and that is the ability to double jump.
Yeah, so we'll get the double jump boots,
yeah.
figure out the physics yourself, but they have a name and they technically cause double jumps, so that's legal.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad that they are boots instead of a monster because, as you can see, we have this bird out to fly, but anytime Shawnee needs to swap it out for something else that involves for exploring around, you have to go in the menu, select the right one, which, admittedly, the menu can be a little cluttersome when you've got all these monsters unlocked.
Yeah, and honestly, again, every monster we should also stress, this isn't like Pokemon, every monster is useful. It's an absolute amazing feat that the devs do, and Ozzy can vouch. The first blob he got in the game lasted to the end of the game on your party when you're playing casually.
Yeah, ironically though, the starter, at the start of the game, you actually get to choose like a quote unquote starter monster. I kind of just ignored them.
I did too. My wolf is still technically level 60 in my new game plus file. I still have yet to raise it up. It's really bad. So now we have double jump boots, and we can jump in the water just like that. It's great. I'm totally not tired. But we can actually do now a little more maneuvering and a little bit more nuanced movements. And we're going to be fighting the Minotaur here. After this, we're going to have a nice little opportunity for some donations or plugs or anything else you'd want. Because basically the strat is, and we get to show it off with this now, because also there's Alchemist here. He's evil, but he went away. It's all good. He's just investigating the area. So this little Minotaur, he's weak to fire, so we have a bunch of things that we can light him on fire with. The whole reason the 2 monsters in the back are there, one has multi-poison, one has multi-burn. So our strat for this entire run is how much can we get away with basically surviving and letting the status effects kill the bosses for us.
Yeah, a lot of our selection for what we put on our team for this came down to like, because even though a lot of monsters can have similar abilities across each other, when they learn them regarding their levels was a huge deciding factor. Like the fungi gets access to multi-poison at level 1, as well as multi-burn for the moth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important right now because, again, we're all really low level, and unfortunately, because of the nature of what we've got in, we are going to have a bit of a grind session to get to a high enough level so that we can have access to better abilities that are kind of gated by the level. So it's always broken up into levels 1, 10, 20, and 30.
Yep. You can see on the skill tree here. I'm just going to quickly learn a few skills here so we can push forward. Because now is a great time for donations because we're just going to go to the mountains for a while. We're going to find some warm underwear.
Awesome. Speaking of warm underwear, I just would like everyone to have their underwears warm and to donate towards the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice incentive.
What a
for
segue.
for their immortal severance ending. Where
Wait,
halfway,
can you back up and explain why this is connected?
because just cause.
Okay, that's fine. That's a great enough excuse for us.
I'm totally part of the Not Tired gang. I can say whatever I wish.
Okay.
I also had a quick question. What is the max level for monsters?
40.
Like if you were just
40.
40.
40.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a really nice mechanic in this game. We're gonna see Old Man Burn, who we beat up for the Steam Golem and stuff like that. He's just in the mountains. He's confirmed Santa, I think. I'm not too sure. I'll have to figure it out later. So what's going on right like with the levels and stuff like that is you can actually get to level 40, and then if you gain another level, you'll get something called a level 40 badge. And that level 40 badge will let you level up any monster you want by 1 level. So it doesn't stop you from being level 99 and leveling up your party, basically. And it's extremely efficient, and I love it. And the game is also, you can buy skill resetters. So at any point in time for $300, which isn't a lot even in the beginning of the game, you can just reset skill trees for the monsters and experiment with what you like. So there's a lot of creativity, but there's a lot of forgiveness in you wanting to explore on how to use monsters.
Oh, that's super neat. I remember watching this run, and I just remember watching Trank run this, and we were just talking about how incredibly OP the dots were in this. Like, are you actually using that as part of for battles and whatnot, or like what do you spec the monsters to?
Quite a bit early on because because it's the Nation New Game Plus where we're start all level 1, all our equipment is level 1, right on to those.
Really?
And it's a Nuki. Wow, that is actually really, really rare to find before reaching the Sun Palace.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever. So, Tsunukis, they can take place of any monster. There's a waste of frames, and they tend to have higher defenses and things I can't really harm them with. So, they're actually kind of annoying that way, but whatever.
What are the odds? I think they're less than 1%?
No, they're not that low, but they're definitely on the low end. But there you go, 3%. Thank you, chat.
3%.
Yes, the thing is, the New Game Plus, or in general, they're just kind of annoying because they waste frames uncovering themselves from being Tanukis. We're just going to get yelled at that we can't jump into water. Later, he's not going to yell at us when he doesn't know we are wearing underwear yet, so it's all good. And now we have a little grind session for a while, so we're just going to get rid of these guys as fast as possible, and we're going to get to level 8 plus 1 fight.
Yeah, so because everything is, all our equipment, all our levels are really low, status effects are kind of deal damage based on different factors. Like the burn damage is a set damage based on the enemy's health. Congeal damage is based on mana not generated. Poison is its own separate damage. So it's kind of like that's really good, but it's not going to work for everything because there are just some monsters that are completely resistant to status damage. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it can be equally worthless to the wrong situation.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Burn is based off the attack and magic of the enemy. We have a lot of people who actually know how to run the game in chat compared to me who just does fast. So, big shout outs to the community. Again, the Discord is found on the speedrun.com page. They also have an amazing PvP scene, which can do some crazy things with teams, and I love it. Like a lot of the whole reason we have Mega Rock in the party later is because of, I think, the most recent finals match. It's just insanity what they can pull off. I highly recommend, if you like the PvP aspect, check that out. And if you really like the speedrun aspect, give that a check out. Again, we're going to level 8 plus 1, so that should be about 2 more battles, I believe. Also, I just realized I'm still on webcam, so you'll see me failing to grab my thermos numerous times, as I think I have time and I don't. I'm not doing a donation incentive towards that, but if people want to see if they can keep track of how many times I'm clumsily reaching for my thermos, feel free to. So far it's 2 to start it off.
Oh. So is that every clumsy attempt at doing?
I'm not doing a donate.
that...
I am extremely clumsy. I am not going broke. So this is the last battle. Then we're gonna go and explore the mountain here, and it's honestly, there's only one fight I really want to keep smoke bomb for. We can technically get smoke bombs from this, and I was really hoping I get a little bit more. And looking at the retreat at the start of the battle, I don't think I have enough for what I want, but I have to play it a little bit safe then. Got a shuriken +3, so that's at least nice.
Yeah, that's a nice little drop.
But we're not going to be using it anyway. Well, I guess we can use it theoretically on the Goblin Hood, but... Also, this game will be getting free DLC coming next year as well, to add more monsters and more stuff to the game.
And
There's a
we're
balancing
so
patch
looking
coming.
forward to routing that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, if nothing else, like, we just have to make sure our route works again, if nothing else, and then tweak it. And then we have to figure out... Hello, Derpy Dinosaur, you're on. Okay, we got one.
That is the fun thing about... Oh,
There you go.
wow, you somehow got through this?
I don't know how I did that either, but whatever, we did it. It's literally a little tight squeeze. Oh, so I'm on a unicorn and majestic. That's it. That's the comment. That's the tweet. Send tweet. What other games can you run on a unicorn and snowy mountains with a snowy backdrop with really nice violin-style music is in the background? If you find some, please let me know.
Final
This is
Fantasy,
kind of
Final Fantasy 14.
my,
You get a unicorn mount. There's a snow-covered area with music that's actually pretty good.
fair enough then. So
You
we're
get
gonna
7 unicorns.
Okay, I'm being outclassed here. Hi. So this is an important battle for here. We will actually target down this one so we get more criticals. You see the little red arrows popping up? That is basically super effective hits. I am hitting them essentially effectively. And what's happening here is I want to do this as much as possible because I want... oh, I forgot to spend my skill points. That's fine though. I want to do this as much as possible because this will allow us to hopefully get a rawhide.
Last
Nope,
time he
not-
got it first try. Ooh, nope.
Nope,
But
it's fine.
he has another try. He's got
Two
at least
tries.
2 more tries. 2 tries.
Before we start losing
If he does not get the rawhide to drop, he does have a chest that guarantee has it.
Yeah, but
In the
that's
event
slow
it
and...
doesn't- Yeah. But it's okay if that happens because it is a rare drop. It is more likely that it won't drop than it will.
Yeah, because every monster has common drops and rare drops. The rare drop here is the rawhide, and they are from... Actually, the person above in the house, when you talk to her, without skipping her dialogue, because the devs actually put a whole skip button for dialogue for people who don't want to listen to people. It's great. Minotaur egg. Okay, we have one last chance before I start losing time, essentially, on this one. Which is fine. I don't mind that as much, but again, we will eventually have a bigger grind later, and all this experience will go towards that, so... But I want this to be effective as possible, and hopefully I get it this time. If not, we are actually going to go through the mountain. And that'll be about a 3-minute difference. It's not so much a time loss, but you just can get it early. Because these fights are routed out into the experience route, while the...
Yeah, and the person that we're turning it into for is directly above us. So if we had got it, we just gone up, grabbed that, and then been on our merry way.
Yeah, so we're just gonna... This is all what I wanted to try to avoid. Just because I can't go back up left. I'm actually gonna ignore the treasure chest here this time around. So we're gonna grab the rawhide. Switch over here again. There's also a little landing leg animation that you can see if I jump from too high up. The unicorn cancels that. So, or the mount in general, not just the unicorn. But now I have to go all the way up here because I got the rawhide. I just failed to get it from the Minotaur battles. It's still a chance thing. This would honestly be my reset point if I was going for, I guess, more PBs. There's no chance of me PBing twice by having to do this again, but... So now we got Worm Underwear. She made it in the quickest flash possible. And now we're just going to head to the Sun Palace. So again, I don't know what else we can explain. We do have chat open. Feel free to ask questions as the unicorn plummets comedically without moving a single limb. I love it.
Invincible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's absolutely stoic.
I'm gonna at least let chat know that we are amazingly ahead of schedule, and we do have an incentive that is open until after Castlevania. That if you donate, if we hit the $100 incentive, we have a mystery bonus game. So put in your donations for that if you want to see what this mystery bonus game is. What is your favorite monster, like in Monster Sanctuary? Like just by aesthetic or just whatever?
Maybe hold up the cross stitch that I find adorable.
Mad Eye?
Yes, I absolutely love the little Mad Eyes. Actually, Ozzy can actually explain the shifted monsters because there's 101 monsters. Oh, I need the item there. There's 101 monsters in the game. Thank you. This run does all the missed inputs from the previous run balancing out. But there's also shifted monsters, essentially making 100 or 303 potential monsters in the game, in my opinion. So, because every monster is unique and different, and then you can shift them as well, so they get different stats, different abilities. It's crazy.
Like imagine if like in Pokemon, there's shiny forms. Imagine if there was 2 shiny forms per Pokemon, and that each form actually had slightly different stats and an additional passive ability. And that is what you get with the shifted mechanic in this game, where your monsters will either be light or dark versions of themselves.
Yeah.
And as a result, a lot of our team is shifted towards light or dark just to take advantage of this. There's some really interesting options at this. Remember when I told you the big part of writing this game was literally the sheer amount of options at our disposal? When it came to like light or dark versions of monsters, that just essentially tripled the amount of things we had to research and test and figure out what we wanted to do with, because there were some obvious choices like, oh yeah, this light version is clearly better. But man, there was a couple like you could go either way kind of situations with choices.
Let's do something we're not supposed to do right now. Completely glitchless, don't worry. I'm fast on a horse underwater. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, technically he cannot originally make it, but yeah, because remember, this place was meant to be drained of the water.
Which is why it's water in here, or out there, but not in here right now.
Yeah, they never expected you to be able to come in here without draining the water, so this area already is.
Look at the little Mad
But
Eye.
coming over here is just a couple of chests for equipment that is going to make the little fungi so much bulkier.
Yeah.
Like we just essentially like quadrupled his health.
So we're gonna get the best ability in the game briefly. So give me a sec here, and we're gonna go. Oh no, I don't want to fight Chica. Bye. So we got the best ability in the game now because we fought something we actually have. And basically what it is a smoke screen where I can avoid random monsters on the world map. So if I feel unsafe, I can literally do that. Which I appreciate.
By the way, it means he feels unsafe all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of jumpy monsters. I think that's the right one.
Heck, it's not even just the jumpy monsters. It's just like claustrophobic hallways where there's just nowhere to run or dodge.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of instances, and like if you were to run this as any percent, good luck getting the eggs, like really good luck. You'll need them. But dodging monsters in hallways is legitimately the scariest thing. And if you don't have enough smoke bombs, you're gonna die. Because we're gonna be out leveled for quite some time until we do the grind session, and then we're kind of gonna scrape by for a while. And then you will notice a change in the commentary. Right now, we're kind of goofing off, being lighthearted or whatever. Like, we're not really any danger. We'll see here. He wants to cooperate there at the time. We're now having a unicorn battle, but our unicorn's not partaking in the battle. And I'm just going to mash A here, because basically the little fungus there is actually so overpowered with HP. I don't really have to worry too much about him, and as long as I get 3 poison and 3 burn. This poor unicorn is weak to all debuffs. So we're kind of just gonna sit here and just watch him whittle away just from the stat debuffs alone.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
And just to make sure we're fine, we're just gonna do a quick potion just to heal up, because he's gonna survive just barely. And
Yeah, at
he
this
would've
point,
been
the damage has been done. He's got all these status effects, and it's just a matter of getting through our attacks faster.
Yeah. So we're gonna quickly open up the second part of this. The Sun Palace, we're here because I guess we swam here. I don't know. We're gonna quickly change to this little cute thing, which I hate later. You'll see him later. I hate this.
And yet,
Really? I wanted to bump there. I have to wait for this
you
time
bonked,
puzzle now.
Dude. I saw you bonk, dude.
I know. It's normally a very easy curved jump, so I have no idea why. I honestly blame fatigue. We'll grab
Would
this.
you like to hear a donation in your honor to help blow away your fatigue?
Absolutely. That sounds like a wonderful thing.
Yeah, so we've got $35 from Rilvanar, who says, "Let's go, Shawnee."
Yeah. Rilnar is actually, I believe, the head QA mod of the game. They've been enjoying Monster Sanctuary Marathon Day, basically, because yeah, they just get, they're in Europe. They gotta be rested and stuff like that. We don't. What am I doing? I don't want to hit that. Whatever, I hit that anyway. I'm going to go to the left. That's all I had to do. I don't know.
Must be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, they've been so wonderful and supportive. And I'm more than happy to show off this little indie game as well. And I don't trust this hallway. Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
No, that hall sucks. Yes,
Yeah.
please use Smoke Bomb.
Yeah, the little spitter guy, he's actually a champion monster from later, but he has the same ability as a sycophant, so we can use him. And honestly, it's just fun to use like monsters you're not supposed to see at all. I don't trust the mantises here as well. Yeah, I would have ended up fighting one.
They got me several times earlier. Earlier this morning. I basically, in my time getting through the night, I was going through this game and testing what I wanted to do for fun.
Shock teams are good, apparently.
Yeah, shock teams are interesting, but like I find it interesting how good they are in certain areas, but terrible in others, and that's a big fun of exploring this game, is finding what works together, finding those team synergies, and you absolutely need to be having your teams be synergistic with each other. If you just throw together any old random monsters together and trying to make it work, you'll do okay up to a certain point. And then you'll get to where Shawnee is and they realize, oh, I actually have to think
Yeah.
about my decision.
Okay, we're good. So this is the keeper battle. Do you want to explain the differences in these so we can, we'll do those three.
Yes. So keeper battles is basically you versus another monster trainer, full 6v6, and there's a couple of differences because of this. The nature of the course, it's your team of 6 monsters against his team of 6 monsters. If your monster dies, it is immediately swapped with one of the backup members.
So you don't get to revive them until the last 3. You have to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, because of that, we have come up with strategies where we put certain monsters out there kind of expecting them to die.
We're just going to do as much chip damage. I don't want the center one to die, I was going to say. Thankfully, the one in the back did die because he can hurt. Because the thing is, Manticorp is actually the more or less the one we want to have out here. We'll quickly revive you, and we will get rid of this one, and then we'll start attacking. So Manticorp was routed into this game, honestly, for like the end game mostly, but it ended up being really, really, really good by itself too.
Yeah, it's a case of one of those monsters that is extremely good at exposing weaknesses, that when he does hit a weakness, not only does he do pretty dang good at damage, he also gains a self-sorcery buff and a ton of shield. So he gets survivability, damage, and a way to buff himself to deal even more damage all in one, but only if he is hitting a weakness. If he's not hitting a weakness, then you're not using Manta Orb right.
Yeah.
And that could be a huge detriment to during certain fights. But we've actually kind of put a lot of fights in this game where we just kind of put him what Shaunry likes to call when he's not in check. Where he has literally no, everything is something he can exploit a weakness, and nothing can kill it. In which case, Magic Orb just steamrolls.
Yeah, and honestly, what I just did there, he actually was level 19, I believe, or something. I'm level 11. So give me a sec here. Stronghold Dungeon. Sun Palace, Keeper Stronghold. Okay. So what we will do quickly is say hello to the blacksmith here, and we will upgrade the Abyssal Sword twice, 1 cauldron. There is mechanics in upgrading your equipment, because when you do start New Game Plus, I will buy potions. I will make sure I buy potions.
Yeah, and a lot of this equipment has gotten the this game does have a ranking system. If you might have noticed, well, Shaunry's been blazing through these menus at the end of fights. It's a simple ranking system, 1 through 5 stars. Typically, when you defeat champion monsters, you will get, if you get them with 5 stars, not only do you get the egg of the boss monster you killed, but you usually get like some pretty interesting equipment. And a lot of the equipment we use are the special equipment that has additional bonus effects. And the Abyssal Sword is gotten from the final boss in the game.
I have 3 of them.
Yes, because the Abyssal Swords are really good. You enjoy throwing debuffs on enemies? Would you like to throw even more debuffs on enemies?
And get buffs.
I?
Yeah. Also, best screen, you hold right, you just route. Done. That was the easiest screen to route. You also see me be bored every now and then. You'll see me spam certain abilities or jump against walls when I don't need to. That's just me being me. There's not much else to say on that one.
Shaunry don't.
Actually switch to this because, yep, my Pitter's gonna be a little bit far behind there. So that's.
Alternatively, there's also some really good equipment that isn't just inflicting debuffs as well. There's a particular staff we have that we're going to get taking advantage of. That its whole purpose is like, don't attack, and we remove debuffs from your team.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good with any monster that basically doing nothing but healing or putting shields or buffs on your team.
Yeah, and again, all the solutions to the lever puzzles are in the guide on SRC. So
yes, it's something I'm thankful for, because
yeah, I've
puzzles. Sometimes you just like, wait, what was the solution?
Yeah.
Wow. How many steps back do I need to go?
But the thing is, like, I normally have my guide up when I do speedruns of this game. And we're grinding the wool here, just because, again, that's remnants of the any percent. It feels bad not to, truthfully. Do that, and then here, and we'll grab the tome +2, put it on the fungi. So I'll give him just a little bit more mana regeneration. And then we're gonna go over here. Actually, no, we can still do this one here. This in the next room we can do, as long as you guys don't want to jump and be annoying. And we technically can jump through that. And then we will switch to Spinner. Okay, they would have been actually behaving that time. And who likes Mega Man 2? I know I do.
Damn, I was really hoping you'd botch it at the end there.
No, that's once, like, I've played Mega Man 2 more times than people probably have in their life. Before I've even learned to speedrun anything. And that's always been like my favorite screen in Mega Man 2. I should not mess that one up. Really? Just get off the horse instead of grabbing the thing. Sure.
That happens all too often, I swear, when you're riding that horse. Where you get off the horse or get on the horse when you're just trying to interact with a switch, a treasure chest.
Please nerf that pillar. The pillar there is really annoying. I hate it.
Bigger. Make it bigger.
And you'll bop your head on it. It'll make you go straight down into the lava. And you spawn into the monsters, which I don't have enough smoke bombs to escape, and I'll die. And it will be, you don't really lose anything. I think you lose like $100 for a fight or something. but because of my team being really bulky, it takes a while to die, and it's a big time loss. So we have now. I should get back on horse here. We'll grab that treasure chest later. Also, for anyone who loves to see treasure chests, like, acquired, I'm sorry, this is not the run for you.
My OCD.
Yeah, it's really,
It
really bad.
burns.
Yeah. Also, we will technically go out of our way to grab some steel here. And I'm just going to spam this guy as much as I want because he makes a fun noise when he goes poof, 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 poof.
Yes, steel is a really important crafting resource in this game. Quite a bit of the things that we want to upgrade to use requires steel, the resource.
So we're gonna go up here, grab the potions here, because hey, free potions, who doesn't love them? Let's switch to the Mad Eye quickly, and we're gonna do a dark room for a piece of silver. Silver is less rare in this run based on the grinding point I do, but it's still nice to have enough. There we go. Jump. There we go. That was nice and clean.
Yeah, there are rooms in this game which are completely, you can't see in there. How Shawnee is able to memorize that room is beyond me.
I made the route for, or not, I made the guide for it.
And yet he has problems with pillars because they're just hanging a little low. Come on.
Yeah. It's misleading on how you can get caught in that one, so we're gonna sit here and we're gonna now go and fight the alchemist here. I keep calling it alchemist. They actually do have names. I actually can't remember the names very well. Thank you, Mr. Megmo.
I can't even pronounce most of their names, I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's true, yeah. So we're gonna jump off this one twice so we can get to the door. We did pick up the 2 keys in there, and we're gonna have to get through the goblins here. So we're just gonna quickly turn invisible because I truthfully don't like these little jumpy guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Thank you, jump.
So the goblins are... I really like the goblins. Unfortunately, the goblins are all weak to physical attacks, which means if you want to use them like as a synergistic team, they're all going to be really weak to one particular type of monster, which is typically not a good.
Yeah, because I just want to try to get as much burn as I can on the monsters here.
Oddly enough, we do have a goblin hood on our team, and this little guy has been one of the most it's actually kind of amazing, with all the rerouting and team building strategies
he's been here.
The goblin hood has stayed. He has been tried and true. He's just a really solid early game damage dealer that also gets what we call cleanse in this game as a passive, where all of his attacks have a chance to remove buffs from enemies, and that is a value we cannot understate.
And it's based on which order I'm bringing out monsters in right now. I want to keep Megamoth alive, just so we have... Okay, I didn't get rid of the mole bear there. Oh, he has regeneration, that's why he survived that one. That's fine. Because now we have... Again, for those who don't know, it's more of a Pokemon term than anything, but if you have something that can be checked or whatever, that's just how I'm saying it, is if we have a monster which can't be checked anymore, we win, we sweep the team. And it's just kind of how it goes. We're just going to do another fiery punches here, and we're going to do... we can do more burn on this guy. The Mad Eye in the back actually is immune, or not immune, but he has half damage from debuffs. We revive you, we'll do fiery punches, and we'll actually commit to getting rid of you because you're actually doing a lot of damage now. This whole team's weak to fire, which is great. I don't have to revive the little guy there because, yeah, game.
Yep. Yeah, I do appreciate, because just how the nature of how volatile the keeper battles are in this game, that they don't judge you by giving you a ranking.
Yeah, that would have been really annoying for Redding.
You'd be seeing so many 1-star or 2-stars.
Especially when you start hitting Infinity and stuff like that in battles.
Yeah.
Let's switch to Mad Eye here.
Yeah, speaking of rowdy changes, we for the longest time we actually used a pretty heavy goblin team as our early routing.
Yeah.
We had two goblin hoods, and we had the champion battle, which we're gonna get here into a second, the Goblin King, and I don't know why you thought the Goblin King is good. I don't thought why the Goblin King is good, because he's not.
The thing is, it's not so much the Goblin King being bad or good. It's remnants of DS9, like the original any percent world record holder, and actually still world record holder. Their team composition is just extremely good, and it's really hard to route out what works. And having two Goblin hoods with the Goblin King gives them regeneration per turn, can use power, can use do this other stuff, and with the multi-burn, multi-chill, and stuff like that, you set up for the other ones. So they're all part of like a really good team synergy. But when I was initially trying to route New Game Plus, I could not get away from that team. And that's where actually two of the donation names come from for the monsters of the Poltolfin, or however you pronounce or mispronounce it. And try to get more poison stuff on. There we go. Got rid of his little helper. So he's basically helpless now at this point. We're just going to kind of get rid of him and a lot of status effects on him and get rid of him. But the original team is still here in spirit. We've been trying to change around things. And I will say this is a beginner's route. It's definitely not the fastest route. It's definitely because the current world record holder has no grind session for 20 minutes inside of it.
I wouldn't even call it like a beginner's route. I'd call it just the most consistent route.
Yeah, like
and that's
you follow the instructions, you should for the most part win. Like we've done a really good job in running the end game, and honestly, it just comes down to like the last 5 battles or so. Because the last, like you'll see a tonal shift when it comes to where are you? You'll see a tonal shift when it comes to the commentary at that point.
Yeah, because that is ultimately like with RPG speedrunning in general, we're always looking for consistency in chaos, because there's a bunch of numbers floating around. You have things like critical chance to just muck things up, and just sometimes the enemy is just like, "Hi, we're just going to ruin your day,"
Mm-hmm.
That is what we set ourselves out to do with this game, and we're pretty happy with how things turn out. This game went from being, like pretty intimidating of a long run, even with New Game Plus, and we've knocked that time down considerably.
Yeah, to the point where estimate wasn't changed. Initially, it was a 3-hour, 10-minute estimate, and the run we did previously for Questing for Glory today, we finished at 2:17. So the original time, honestly, I was getting 2:50, I think, consistently with some of the original teams. Horizon Beach, keep it strong.
Free them, dear God!
Yeah, those are all
cramped in there.
Yeah, those are all my excess monsters, which I refuse to put back in my party, and I refuse to put them back into Keeper Stronghold for some reason. So they're all
looks so sad.
Yeah, they're free range. They're good.
Free range, but you can expand the yard a bit. Come on, man.
DLC, please expand yard.
I mean, it looks like an overcrowded Disney park in there.
I mean, can't say no to that. So we're just gonna be reviving ourselves and taking out this whale. After this, we can actually buy a couple things, which will make our lives a lot easier. So we're just gonna.
Shark out.
Yep. He has a cute little dot of an eye.
Shark. Plus doggo. Sharko.
Yeah. Oh, either way, it's dead.
Rip doggo.
So now we have the keeper. We actually picked up one crystal shard when we were in the Sun Palace. And because of this, we can use it there. We've beat enough champion monsters where we can actually start buying crystal shards. Nope, hazelnuts. Do that quickly. So we can buy a crystal shard so we can teleport everywhere and be lazy about it to the point where I don't want to walk back upstairs anymore.
Degenerate.
Yeah, I know. And also here, we can actually buy some items for now. We don't have to buy a lot of them. We'll be doing a more upgraded thing right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get enough stuff so I can upgrade the Abyssal Swords and Cauldron, Abyssal Sword, and Abyssal Sword. Sure, Tome.
Yeah, it's really nice that as the game progresses that we're able to just like buy resources from here, just liquidate our cash, which we have a lot of cash, into resources for crafting. Getting it to at least +2 or even +3 is a huge difference in stats.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another kind of like interesting change because of our routing. Because for the longest time, our order of where we went and what we did was based on the any % route. But we decided that, you know what? Why
follow
don't we just why follow the any % route to a T when we can diverge and come here a little sooner? Because we did previously mention there was a grinding session at this point.
We're almost there.
And we thought, why wouldn't we come here sooner to do the grinding session sooner? This means that we would be level 20 for several other fights and not just kind of like slogging through them. So yeah, we're here at the beach. Admittedly, this is probably my favorite zone in the game.
Mine's Mystical
I
Workshop.
know it's weird. It's weird that the underwater level is the most interesting one for me, but it is.
Switch back to the Mad Eye here. Not jump. I guess we have smoke bombs, so it's not as crucial, but it's fine.
You still don't want to have to go through the animation.
Just want to sneak by here quickly. We'll grab the... Did I do it right? I did.
Right.
Well, based on which side you fight them on is how they face. So we'll switch back to the fish here. Switch back to the fish here. Thank you. I switched too early and it didn't register it. And we're now almost actually at the grind session. So what's going to be happening here is we need... You saw the skill trees from earlier. We need to be level 20 for the rest of the game. The grind session here is I found a group of monsters that give good experience that are like the unicorn and they're weak to debuff, burn, and poison. And now we have group spells that hit for burn and poison and spread. But the whole reason we needed to fight that one bird as well is it has improved flying, which means like with Metroidvanias, you get locked out of certain areas with certain abilities. So by fighting that bird, we actually get improved flying ourselves. And because of that, we can go help Leonard, who is one of the other monster keepers, who has the spiritual wolf. He will. I don't trust that fish. It's giant and it's in a small hallway area. But he's actually stuck in a hole, so we have to let him out, which we just did by skipping the cutscene. Trust me, he's fine. He's totally not dead down there. See him in a sec. Switch back to the koi here. And we'll go back through the spiky maze of spikes. And do you have that Twitter post?
I actually don't. I think I closed it.
Go to the fish so we can swim down there. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it does feel like it sometimes. Yes, Rev points out, that Rev helped route out where to find the monster for the bird, and it single-handedly broke apart the New Game Plus run. So we are almost to the grind session. So if there is any donations, plugs, or anything, we prepared... Okay, thank you for being very close to the top there. It's a wonderful time for that. Unfortunately, we're stuck here for about 20 minutes. So we can try and make it entertaining, and yeah, we're just kind of stuck here.
Sure. We don't have any new donations currently, but I would like to say please donate for our bonus mystery game. As a hint, the runners are going to be Dot Phase and Sparkover. So if you can maybe guess what they might be running, or if you just want to see what they're running, please donate. It's $100 for that incentive.
Also, since I will be mashing A here quite a bit, this is the other thing which people can possibly win. I made a little cross stitch of the Mad Eye. After.
It's super cute.
Yes. I listened to a lot of psychology on ebook, and the easiest thing to do is just to give me a cross stitching pattern, and I made a bunch of them. There's actually one behind me as well. So, but yeah, you can see the cute little Mad Eye. Donate for the Mad Eye.
Please donate.
Yes,
Any
actually,
donation goes towards winning prizes.
as well as a wonderful cause.
Yep, our cause as for Slurpathon is the Alberta Children's Hospital. So please donate, support the children.
Best thing about
What's
8% is you get to skip saving Leonard. Really?
I mean, I would.
Is
leave
Leonard
him at
worth
a
saving?
good.
No. If there was a donation like kill and save the animals for Leonard, people would just leave Leonard in the hole.
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing adorable. The only thing that it would be sad is you leave Leonard in the hole, but you also leave his spectral wolf or whatever he has in the hole, and like that, his companion is actually kind of like like actually likable, and then there's Leonard.
Who's not. Which honestly is just character, but
Yeah.
like legitimately, like all the other keepers, we saw Will briefly. We challenged him to a fight early game and then forfeited because technically it's faster.
Yeah. He is the quintessential noob.
Yeah, but he's also one of the more well thought out keepers.
Actual character development.
Yeah,
Yes.
Julia herself, she's the one we'll be fighting in a second. Can you not, please?
I don't know if you guys actually talked about what this game is plot-wise.
We've been touching a little bit. There's a bunch of alchemists who are trying to kind of infiltrate the monster sanctuary. I'm not 100% sure on the story beats because this game is actually very open-ended. We're just going to where we're going based off the route. But once you get stuff, you can just go and piece together the story as well. So, like, I don't know what the actual, like, intended route is for story.
Yeah, that's just it definitely can feel that way. But there's key things here. There's the fact that we're in this monster sanctuary. It's this closed off location. These alchemists show up and they're doing science, and they're basically experimenting on the various monsters around here, because they're ultimately trying to find their old leader, which has kind of sealed himself away in a closed off location.
Science.
So everything here is them just trying to is all about you uncovering their conspiracy.
Yeah, and they want to return to the old world back before monsters were tamed. But they also have to use monsters to do that. So it's kind of a Team Rocket system of like, well, we don't want to raise or use the Pokemon, but we have to kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said before, we have questions prepared, and chat has questions. I'm happy to answer them because we're here for a while, truthfully. We're at level 13 out of 20, and each one's roughly about 5 matches or so. Yeah.
Was there, like, so you played the game just to start routing, or did you actually do a casual playthrough first?
I did a casual playthrough, and I expected the leaderboard to be absolutely brimming with people running this game. I'm like, oh, what's there? And there was this DS9. It was just that. And then the devs added New Game Plus in one of their previous patches, and they also added the speedrunning timer that you can see in the top there. They also added the text skip option. Like they wanted people to run this game. So when I noticed that no one ran this game, I'm like, nah, nuts of that. This was back in March, and I was done probably in mid-July for running a basic route that I was at that time 5.5 hours to do. You want to put in perspective on how much this has changed? And
Wow.
I wanted to make the most consistent
runs
run.
in essential.
Yeah, but I wanted to make the most consistent run so people can use this as a stepping stone use their own creativity for teams and find what works. Because this game allows for a lot of creativity in team composition, and it's great.
Was there actually a part of your a part of your playthrough that actually like frustrated you the most?
Yes, we'll get to that point eventually. That's the whole reason the commentary will change. Yeah, the final tower is legitimately difficult. There isn't a nice way of phrasing it other than if you don't know the game, you're not going to pass through it. Like everything I'm doing.
It's a series of back-to-back boss rushes, which is brutal.
Yeah,
like, legitimately brutal.
And the thing is with the routing of the game, you have to be really careful on. Like, theoretically, the fastest thing you can do is just make a team for every single battle, and then just load up that team and do whatever. I was trying to make something that was more marathon-friendly, so donations and other things like that. So I have a very limited amount of monsters. But later, I will be going through this with, like, oh, what team works? And I will devise something that works against this one particular section, use it, switch out the monsters, and keep going. So that, ideally, is the better way of doing things. But at the same time, you can have a team of 8 or 6 that just bulldozes the game if you have enough knowledge on this game.
It's a general rule of philosophy when it comes to just speedrunning in general, where as much as you want to be like the best at everything in the speedrun, just finishing runs is so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Again, like the original route was like 5.5 hours. If you go to the New Game Plus Glitchless one and just look at my obsoleted runs, you'll see how the time just chunks down. And I was dropping it by 2 hours or 30 minutes or like once, I guess,
all those
questing for glory.
You used to bonk on during the early days.
Yeah, and the thing is, like we found what worked, we found what didn't work. The whole reason we're gonna have Mega Rock in our party, we see him in the bottom there already. The whole reason he's there is because Brutus didn't work for the endgame consistently. He missed his attacks, like that 20% dodge or something.
Just often enough, and yeah.
It's not consistent. You want speedrunners, you want to be being able to do things as intended.
Which is a shame. I liked Brutus a lot.
I did too. He melted monsters. It was amazing. Brutus punched things. It was
hilarious.
Like did 3,000 damage, and the squid across the arena is dead.
Yeah, and then there was the massive slowdown. It was just like one punch.
Yeah, there's a slight bug when a certain move is used. If a monster dies, it will slow down to a crawl and watch the monster die, but the timer will be going in real time in the corner. So okay, I guess we're just enjoying this thing's death.
Yeah, this game pretty much is pretty lag free. I've rarely run into any major issues, but that freaking punch, man.
Yeah, it's great.
Destroys this game.
But not every time though. It's 1 in 20 probably. It's just every once in a while it just happens, and it's just kind of funny, but it's still a time loss, like the Tanukis.
Yeah.
Actually, what's funny is Bromanus is saying that they played PvP for over 100 hours to learn this game. I watched DC9's world record run for any percent and just jotted down notes of what they were doing. That was it. And I'm like, cool, I would try this now. And it took me 8 hours. I really got to go back and lower that time. It should be about 2. Even less now because there's... if you're not realizing, the battle speed actually is cranked up to 3 times battle speed because... the devs made it from 2 times to 3 times for max battle speed, so things are quicker now for people who want to burn through the game, do battles, grind for resources, do whatnot. And yeah, again, I can't shout out the devs enough. They have been truly supportive. The community is wonderful. You see a lot of them in chat there, correcting me for my mistakes. Thank you for that, by the way. But yeah, this is an absolutely wonderful speedrun, and I would love to see more people run it, and I'll be happy to be that stepping stone for a lot of people so they can build off what I have as a basic and then keep pushing through.
Yes, we don't want to see him running this game anymore, folks. We want you to do it. Replace him. We want to upgrade the new model. But no.
Actually, you are able to run the game now. You just need the resources on your file, truthfully.
Yeah, that's the big one.
I do believe they have a PvP file for you can edit saves or whatever on your Steam version or whatever it's called. I can't remember exactly. I'm not good at technology, but like you can potentially use the PvP file and just have the monsters and resources and then just speeding. Exactly. First, and again, just to put out there's actually free DLC coming next year. They'll be adding more content. There'll be a balancing patch coming later. TM. I don't know actually when. All I know is it's not during my marathon runs, which I'm very appreciative of because I don't want to reroute on the fly. It's called the counterattack, I think. So, yeah, Monster Sanctuary founder, community stepping stone.
All I'm thinking about is just like how it's going to balance out with all the like interactions, like because right now everything is like when you're attacking, it's obvious you're attacking. When it's the enemy's turn to attack, it's very obvious. I'm very curious how like the flow of combat's gonna work when you actually have something like counterattack in play.
Mm-hmm. Actually, in the Discord, Conan the Librarian, wonderful username, brackets ping me, I believe. They actually contacted me. They're like, "You're doing a lot for us. Do you want to be in the beta tester stuff?" And like, so you know what's coming up for speedruns. I'm like, that would be useful. Yes. So like, but like having seen how hard people are doing the beta testing stuff on the side, like these balancing patches coming out and stuff like that have been tested a lot by the community. It isn't going to be like, wow, this is now extremely overpowered. Like they've been having huge debates over things in there, and I love it. It's like it really shows the love of the community of this game.
Yeah, and there's definitely some debatable. Is this too strong? I have thought about it with like. I was shocked when I learned that one of the main things that we're gonna get here at level 20 for like Mad Eye, a passive build up ability called Age. Age is really good, right? So
you just need support.
Every
for it,
turn, every turn, Age it just gives you a stack where it increases damage reduction, damage dealt, mana regenerated, and it's permanent. And then I'm like, man, this is probably really good in PvP, and I was shocked to hear it's not. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Then also Romana saying angry guys yell about goat for weeks straight. Yeah, Targoat is the most broken thing going. Just because Targoat has one job and it does it really, really well, and people hate it for it. So everyone blames this little goat for team compositions in the Discord. Like, should we nerf it? Should we? It's like, no, stop nerfing the goat. It's like, it's great. I love it. I really do love seeing the community discuss things.
I'm especially happy that it's a goat of all things.
Yeah, it basically the way it works, if I recall correctly, and we can be corrected by the amazing people in chat. But Targoat, when it's light shifted, has an ability called Leadership, and every time it gets a charge stack, which I guess we haven't really explained, there's little arrows up there. They increase your next attack by 3% for damage, and if you have that with a combination of like charge amplifier, all this other stuff, you can make it so it shares its entire charge or isn't charge stack, but you can make it so it powers up your team, and you can have some really big DPS as this wipe things like the Koi of all things. I know the Koi is actually a popular DPS in some builds, but like it's wonderful to see. It really is.
We don't hate goats. We love goats. I mean, I love goats.
Junkyard Dave says they hate goats. I have a problem with that.
I'm legitimately surprised my brother, who is Junkyard Dave, has not made some sort of donation to try to troll me like I donated during his Bucky O'Hare run, trying to make the donation reader say donation as made. I was laughing my butt off so hard with that, and props were given. Like, they read it. But at the same time, like I had to make the most trolly donation possible.
Dave, as somebody who also has a brother, I know, I feel you.
Yeah, I showed Ozzy the clip, and it's like, you finished saying, it's like, I'm pretty sure that's a form of abuse, and Ozzy's like, yeah, it was. Make the donation reader read the word donation about 20 times while making it coherent. Oh, so we're almost done here.
I was more impressed by the donation reader for not like cracking while saying all that.
Yeah. Also, do we have any questions in chat, or questions from the Twitter thing, or questions from our co-hosts here, or any donations? Because we have about 2.5 more levels to go, really. So
I'm still waiting for donations for that bonus mystery game, because I honestly don't know what they're
don't make me pause the
they're
game,
doing
people.
mystery game. You'd think I'd be in the know, but clearly not.
Why don't you donate?
$100?
Also, you
$100 to donate?
So donate 5, you have a chance to win the cross stitch, I believe.
I believe so. Let me confirm that. Donate to win.
God. Which monster in the game would be the best to throw into a stew, and which monster most likely would be cooking set stew?
I would say Monk would be cooking it, because it does look like they would just eat stuff that came on their doorstep. And I have to go with the Megatar, just because it's a giant cow, essentially. Who doesn't like a good beef stew?
See, I'm just thinking more along the lines of, like, all that crab that's on the beach. Good old... I love a good crab stew.
Yeah, I'm not one for seafood, but that would also be a good option, too.
Okay, who would actually be the worst to, like, eat? Like, that you would actually punish someone with? Here you go, you're gonna have to eat this.
Well,
Brutus.
probably up Brutus.
The giant monkey.
It's all just tough muscle tissue.
Yeah. Even though I'm pretty much a vegetarian when it comes to eating habits, I have eaten a wide variety of animals, and I have to admit, bear is the most unpleasant thing I've ever eaten.
Just, like, super gamey?
It's extreme. Hey, guys, 6-star. It's extremely salty, and like is naturally like jerky texture when it's like cooked. Like it's extremely hard, and it's extremely salty, and it's very hard to balance.
Yeah, bear meat is extremely sinewy. They have a lot of muscle tendons that go throughout its body.
So would braising not address that, or even just like in a stew?
There's just only so much cooking can do to fix these kinds of problems, and it's just going to have it.
Yeah. Sparkle's like this. Sparkle like bears, or Sparkle a vegetarian?
Sparkle likes bears. Don't let Sparkle see the chat. Just refresh it. Don't let her see. See nothing.
The thing is, when it comes to like other things about this game, like we're almost on the grind session. Like I said, it's about 20-21 minutes worth of a grind session. Because of this, it's going to save roughly 13 to 18 minutes later. And the grind session beforehand was 20 minutes. So I possibly added 1 minute worth of grinding by the end of this to save about 13 to 18 minutes. And after this, the run is no longer like the easy stopping thing. It's going to be going straight to the end of the game, basically. So this is like the only part of the game where you're like, oh, darn it. I have to do this plus 1 battle, because I need a certain amount of experience to hit the level 24 when I want to get to the tower, which I think I'll get because I had that extra fight or 2. Oh, second Tanuki. There we go. I was wondering when he'd appear.
Tanuki.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Throw him in a stew.
Yeah, I agree. Sure.
But when they appear, they just appear after a while, and it's a waste of time because obviously they're uncovering themselves in like little cloud of smoke, and like, well, that takes time and frames. So thank you, Speedrunner's Nightmare. I honestly think the speedrun board should have for Link to the Past, there's like the blue ball counter. You should have one for Tanuki just to show how much time lost. Do you know Stu Tanuki? Well, why not?
Yeah. Here, you grab him by the tail, and I'll grab the top lid, and I'll shove his head down it.
Ozzy actually is a cook, so. So we're almost done. We have half level to go. I think that's about 2 more fights in the grand scheme of things, and then we'll do 1 more fight after that, just to make sure that we have the level 24 we need when we're done all the bosses and going to the final area. Hey, the goat could actually pull its weight. I haven't seen anyone really win with a Tanuki in the PvP, so that's why.
I've never used Tanuki. It just seemed like such a selfish monster.
Yeah, the way it builds up, like it's a good shielder for itself, but it doesn't really do much for the party. Oh, I actually meant to say as well, you'll see in the corner that little combo %. It'll build up when I do attacks. That's how much the next attack is increasing by damage. So if you have an attack that does 8 hits or something like that, well, it's an additional 5% per hit added to it, and then you'll be able to do 140% more damage and then the next hit. So it actually matters how you position your attacks as well for finishing off with certain things. I'm ready for 1.3 Tanuki buffs. No stew, please. We're almost done. We started this at roughly 51 minutes, I think. So that's the last level. We'd have to do one last battle here. And after that, we have no longer any reason to sit still in this game. We are going to book it to the end. And you'll see once it comes to the end of the game, like we said, there'll be a tonal shift in the commentary. I will need concentration for certain battles to make sure things are fine. There's webcam to prove I have actually paper notes. I have exactly what needs to be happening written down on them.
Oh my god, paper notes.
So we will now load up this one. And then because I pre-made a team, all their skill points have automatically been assigned, so I don't have to do any menuing. So we are going to grab these 3, do 1 chill here, and we're going to do a spore cloud and hopefully get weakness applied to everyone for the most part. Does look like it, so we'll have a little bit less damage. And you see that little hourglass that Ozzy alluded to before. That is actually up there now, and that will be building up every time the Mad Eye attacks, and we will be able to build up shield. Ice Blob and Potolfin are the 2 other monsters that were named after donation. And yeah, we're gonna start doing a lot of damage all of a sudden, so have fun.
So we have an oven. We just need to get a cooking on. I mean, so the good thing about this setup is that the oven's great at not only inflicting fire debuffs on the enemy, but also applying shields to our party, giving us some more survivability. Then we have the freeze spells, as well as ice shield from the ice blob. He's basically inflicting chill on our enemies, which makes them have less mana, which means they use weaker attacks. But he also has Congeal now, which does damage based on the amount of mana that you just took away from them. Yeah. Congeal is really, really good. It is easily one of the most powerful damaging debuffs in this game. It's especially brutal against champions, where champions have typically just the bigger MP pool in general. So, yeah.
We're going to see a lot of damage happening soon. Let's do this. We'll get rid of the wolf, and now the cat's by himself. And let's do Spore, do the damage. And this should finish him off. Okay. So that is Julia. That's actually not really what we raised to level 20 for. We probably could have done that battle earlier. Just quickly do... Whoops, your shield's not on the top for some reason. Their moves got mixed around a little bit, I think. I'm gonna have to redo the stuff later. That's the problem with doing like the preloaded teams, is sometimes it puts things in different orders based on how you were doing the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you want to do shielding first. Oh, so I'm going to be switching out Mad Eye here. Or not Mad Eye, sorry, Potolfin quickly. I want to make a rock in here for, well, basically physical damage. It's only going to help speed up this battle. This guy actually has the age stack as well. So you'll see the age stack will be going up Every single time, it's 3% more damage, 3% more damage reduction, and 3% more mana regeneration. So you're going to see that come up quite a bit here, and I'm going to increase damage counter, and then the Mega Rock is going to start just punching this jellyfish to death. So it's all going to be good in the end. Do Arcane Bolts just to increase the combo meter, and we can just do a straight punch combo to finish. Because this guy actually removes his debuffs with a certain move. Can be annoying. But now we have another Sanctuary token. So now we are going to... That's Crystal Shard. There we go. Now we're going to quickly head down. And we are going to the Mystical Workshop. So... I'll be just collecting some keys. Anyone want to say anything or ask questions or?
Shawnee, why?
Oops. I was looking at chat. What? What for me? Why?
Why would you? Just why?
Why would I run the game or what?
The
Yes.
answer is why not?
Yeah, this game's great. And legitimately, it's become one of my favorite games to just speedrun because it's not heavy on inputs. It's very casual for, like there's no like, oh, like do frame perfect thing. At least not yet, unless you're doing glitched. For the glitchless, you're just kind of playing the game really quickly and just doing the nice platforming, going around, and it's nice. Yeah, you would have hit me there, dumb oven.
For me, this game scratches a very particular itch. I have run games similar to this in the past, not necessarily Pokemon, but I've run the Yokai Watch series, and I played very similar other kind of like monster themed games where you're capturing training using a very wide variety of teams. This game does that very well, where I get to play around with all kinds of different unique monsters that also have very interesting synergies with each other, and you can customize them to your liking, and it's very, very easy to do so. I've played too many games like this where if you want to try something new, it's like, well, now I have to go through this kind of like arduous ordeal just to get that monster leveled up, equipment trained properly. That's not really an issue in this game. It is very easy to just like, okay, I just got this new monster. Let's just add it to the team and try it out.
Yep.
It's already pretty leveled up. It's got a lot of skill points to figure out. It's really, really convenient.
Was there actually a monster that you found was really hard to synergize with like team composition?
If you just throw in random monsters, you'll have more failures and successes. A lot of them do build off each other. Some of them are just, you slap them on the team and you can do well. Like the little ovens there, actually, in general, the furnaces, they're just extremely good shielders that support everything. And honestly, like it's a lot of fun just to see how
see what works, because ultimately you are looking at like all their skill trees and be like, okay, this one gets this gets multi-burn, so if I plan to take advantage of that, then I definitely want to make sure somebody else on my party is, inflicting burn damage, that sort of thing. Because if you're just leaning on the monster that has multi-burn to apply burn all the time, then you're gonna find it's actually not as effective as you think it is. You need something else to make it work.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can show off because we have a little bit, probably extra time after this run's done. There we go. Because we're only about 40 minutes from finishing, or going to the end area, I should say. So we're not doing too bad for time. But when it comes to Sapphire, I thought that was whatever. I thought that was a Phoenix Storm initially, so whatever. But the thing is, the fact you can be creative. And again, you can do the whole thing where a team works in a tournament setting, copy the team, use it yourself, and yay, But at the same time, doing more and playing more means you can experiment and have fun more. and you can have this wonderful experience in just messing around and figuring things out. And I really encourage it with this game, because my favorite thing actually in my original playthrough were these mimics. They actually what saved me when it came to the actual like main game. And I can't seem to find a team that works with a speedrun setting, but by God, they are way crazier than they look. They're naturally weak to all magic though, so that's why they don't really work in the speedrun very well.
Yeah, too many things just use magic and just get destroyed by it, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Mad Eye is actually also weak to nothing but magic, but the Mad Eye is also strong against all physical attacks. And also takes half damage from debuffs, which is why it's on the team. And it's adorable.
Is that some favoritism that I'm
Yes,
sensing
I
there?
cross-stitched like 4 of them.
I am never.
Yeah, so we're going to see chill damage happen here as well. We're just going to quickly do...
Like this right here, this is my personal favorite monster. I just love the animations.
He's so good.
And it's really good. I'm just sad that like Goblin Pilot just gets absolutely decked here. He is so weak to status effects, and Congeal just ruins his day.
Yep. I'm just going to do one more freeze here. You'll see his HP will just disappear.
I cannot wait for the patch, because one of the patch changes I've heard was that they're buffing goblins, and I really want to make Goblin Pilot work.
Actually, Goblin Pilot was routed out only recently, actually. We had him going to like 8 battles before the end of the game, but he just kept dying on the final climb, and we just couldn't have that.
Yeah.
See, Mystical Workshop, Keeper done. Oh, right. So hopefully everyone likes hammer noises, because we're going to do some upgrading. So if anyone has anything to say to drown out the hammer noises, that would be a good thing too.
Should say just hammer noises repeatedly to drown.
Or you could sing.
No, you really don't want that.
My voice is way too tired to do something like that.
Yeah, we're again, we're both off the other run, and
I think we're both like post 18, 19 hours of not rested.
Yeah. That we can do 3. Not touch that one. We picked up a feather +5. We'll put that on him later. 3 is important. We have to get to these 4 in this one, and we have to get to those 4 in this one.
What's the maximum number that you can like upgrade your weapons and stuff to?
You can get it to +5.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get to +5, that's it. The equipment is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the materials to get the +5 is pretty rare, and we just don't have
Or
the time
expensive.
to do that. Yes.
So now we can do an equipment. We have a curtain +4. We have a feather +5. Why do you have an orb +2? Really? Iron. Okay. Apparently, Eyes is 1 iron short. More important, he gets that.
Yes.
So you mentioned the Abyssal Sword was like really good because it's endgame. Is there actually like armor or other weapon like items that are just like top notch, like triple SS tier type stuff?
Not so much like it's based on how you use them. Like
yeah.
Like these carrots legitimately are like what saves our life. Because everyone's like already bulky, but look, everyone now has 450 extra health now instead of crit damage. So we can kind of take a lot more hits. Where are we going to mystical review?
Yeah. But if I had to make some notable point out some notable ones, the Omni Rain is probably one of the most all-round, just really solid bits of accessories you can get in this game. It just does. It gives you just a little bit of everything you're looking for. There's Shield Generator, which gives you more shield at the start of a round.
Mm-hmm.
That's particularly useful for any monster that's just primarily using magic. Just solid.
This is nice to have survivability.
Yeah. There's just a lot.
The heavy
here.
mace I put on the Mega Rock, it will actually increase his non-critical hit damage by 10%. So either he gets a critical and does increased damage, or everything that's not a critical is powered up. This way. Always forget that. Or we can just,
Oh, no. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were gonna hit that guy.
It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know if you saw how many smoke bombs I have. Those Nautilus I kept grinding off of actually drop smoke bombs. So I have 54 now. That's their common drop. So I tend to know how many battles I did by doing that. Quickly switch to you, because you guys like to clog hallways. Prevent it. That's fine. We're gonna jump down here. We all praise the blob statue.
Yeah. Rumor is if you find all the blob statues and pray before them, they reveal to you the secrets of blob kind.
Which honestly is not far from the actual truth. I am in the process of routing out the all champions right now. That's actually been my project for like the last couple days. We actually knew why there's a text prompt there. One of the devs said earlier that people kept getting to this room and not knowing what to do, so they made the spiritual familiar actually tell you that there's a switch puzzle. So it just goes to show, it's like just because it looks obvious doesn't mean it is obvious to players. Unicorn again?
Yep, there's always an exception to the rule for somebody out there. It's one of the most difficult things to plan around for, like, how do you explain this to a person who just doesn't get it?
Mm-hmm. Switch to this. Actually, speaking of the hardcover book, this should be actually behind me on the shelf. I did actually end up purchasing the hardcover of Monster Journal. Is it on? I can't see the webcam. I think it is behind me there. You can see it. It's beside Bowser, I think, if I move this way. But yeah, the little hardcover is actually a nice little thing. It actually is exactly as it is. Once I started speedrunning and routing things, I wanted to have something in the back. And I'm sure my professors have been very confused because I put it basically looking straight down the webcam, which I'm sure is with the eyeball in the front, just perfect for just freaking them out. What can you do? We're gonna switch to... Yeah, they're all gonna block the hallway like jerks. Nope, I
don't like
missed
that
it.
monster. I really
No.
don't like that monster.
No, we don't in the speedrun. Legitimately, the Mad Eye, Grulu, and Cthulhu are... no, I don't need... I'm gonna say, this is gonna be a relatively quick battle. Oh, you, and you. I'm sorry not saying the donation names. I can't remember them very well. So that's my bad. But we're gonna see Mega Rock have a little bit of time to shine here. He's also gonna be aging every single turn, like the Mad Eye, but he's actually gonna be doing a ton of damage. And what we want to do is... There we go. Let's get rid of this one monster here. There we go. So you can kind of see how this battle used to take me about 10 turns or so to do. When we decided to reroute the grinding spot, well, we're coming here instead at a very competent level compared to before when we did this at level 9. We're now level 20. So I have no idea why we waited so long to do that.
Yeah, that was... It was kind of interesting, like... Like we said before, this game has a pretty active PvP scene, and PvP is all about using maxed out level 40 monsters. So they have all the skill points, they have all the skill trees. But in the speedrun, because we're our lower levels, where a lot of what we've been planning around is like, okay, we're looking for, like, say, Congeal, right? We're looking for it. Who learns Congeal? I was like, okay, this guy learns Congeal, but oh no, he learns it at level 30? Well,
Yeah.
that's no good. We're never going to get to level 30.
Yeah, Bromanus actually made a route where they... Ah, yes, okay. So I'm just remembering the actual... We have to go here, we have to talk to Will twice, and he'll be like, hey, we'll meet you in the magma chamber. And we found all that time ago before we went to the forest, we got this little rune piece that fits here. And he knows how to put a triangle in a triangle slot, so it makes up... No, he has a rune that he chants and stuff like that. He knows how to read the language.
This is the only thing I'll say that is kind of a word of warning if you are one of those people that is not reading the dialogue about what's going on here, because if you lose track of where Will says he's going,
you won't find him for a while.
Annoying. You won't find him for a while, yeah.
Yeah. And so as of now, we're going to go verse and get the last sanctuary token from the alchemist, which is down here, and the last champion monster. We're just retracking over old ground, so if you want to do any plugs or anything like that, feel free to as well. Like once we get to the next area, we're gonna have to start addressing newer things. But we've already seen this. We already complain about the pillar and whatever. It's all good.
You complain about the pillar.
Yeah, I don't like it. It keeps hitting me.
Yeah, I'll just plug again that we do have a bonus game incentive, just $100 to reach that for a Ys 3 game by .phase and Sparkover, and that incentive will be open until the end of the Castlevania run. And also, Monster Sanctuary is $10 on Steam.
Yes.
So if you want to play the game, if you got $10 to spare and want to do some routing with Shawnee.
Yeah. Coincidentally, how I got introduced to this game, it's currently on Game Pass for both PC and the Xbox One. So there's all kinds of ways to get a hold of this game. You probably don't even realize it.
Yeah, it's literally on a lot of different things, and Steam is the one that they can do hot fixes on and stuff and patches. So if you want... Also, the PvP scene is extremely active on Steam. I highly recommend that as well. But it's honestly just a lot of fun. I eventually plan to pick up the Steam version as well. They have a PvP file I can kind of build from for the speedrun, and I'll greatly appreciate that. So this guy isn't really a villain, so we're just gonna kind of beat him up. So it's gonna be our life for right now.
Turns out he's actually not that bad of a guy. He's just kind of here. He's like, hey kids, get off my fiery lawn.
You know, he also sells you some stuff at any percent that you really do want. He also sells you an egg of a plague egg, which is a great monster name for the record. We will do freeze on you. I want to get rid of that lava blob, that moth. Everything else in this battle is basically unchecked, like to the other teammates I have. But for the most part, I want to get rid of those two, and I want to do more and more damage on the thing in the back. This should get rid of him because we have enough chill here to... Yeah, if it survived, Kajil would have picked up the kill.
Yeah. There's a lot of an old thing me and Shawnee had going between each other when we were testing things and trying to figure out what would be the optimal strategy to try and like guarantee the kill.
Yeah, you have to commit.
Shawnee used to just commit to the kill. So Shawnee used to just rely on the damage just a little too much, and he's like, okay, he should die from the burn damage or the congeal damage. And they proceed to live, and I'm just like, dude, just punch him in the face. Come on.
The thing is, it works differently from Pokemon. Regeneration happens first, then damage. So before, it's like with Pokemon, it's top down. Like you get hit by hail, and you eat the stuff in your hands, and then you keep doing stuff like that. You can't do that in Monster Sanctuary. That little heart icon above this little lizard guy here, that's now gone. It's legitimately just annoying. There we go. That battle used to take me roughly 8 minutes to do by itself, just as a perspective.
Like that fight, I remember my first playthrough of this game. That was the fight that took me 30 minutes.
Yeah. There's also, again, everything I'm doing can't be done on higher difficulties. We routed out casual. This game is extremely difficult. You play on normal, you're gonna get decked. So please keep that in mind. Why is this working?
Yeah, even on casual difficulty of this game, it can be pretty hard.
You'll actually see that in the upcoming areas, because again, we're gonna take focus and follow the notes. We're just gonna
No. Romanus, the steam golem is leaning on a wall.
Actually, trying to find the cat zerker egg to do the steam golem percent from a new file is the hardest thing to do.
Yes, it is.
I think it took me like 70 tries or something to get a decent time, and I think I'm like 6th on the leaderboard or 5th on the leaderboard for that. I hate it. I hate trying to get that stupid egg and get all the movement. Also, that's what Congeal does, for the record. This thing has like no more HP. It's gonna do Acid Rain, pick up the KO. I think it's an easy 5-star. Yeah, so we get the egg technically if we want. I haven't routed in Ashura. We now have 4 of these. We can now use the Crystal Shard. We will teleport. I actually am working on doing other categories.
Yeah, I'm
the other thing
particularly
is
excited with the thought of the old champion fights. Because there is a ton of like extra champion monsters that we do not go for in this run. I mean, like, you're only seeing a tiny fraction of what this map is. We hardly explore. And a lot of those areas hide monsters that are completely optional for us.
The unicorn is not having a good existence there, apparently. So we talked to Eric there, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, lore. Okay, cool. Managed to hit the ZR button there quite quickly. But he tells us about this gate down here, and we have 4 of the 5 things to open it, and he has the last one. So we're going to say hello. Also, you're going to see this team a lot. This tends to be the general team that we use. Mostly because, again, we want to support Mad Eye with shields, congeal and burn damage, also just do wonders. And that thing in the center needs to die. That thing in the center is legitimately way too damaging, so we're just going to try to put some weakness on it, and we're going to start trying to taking it out. Full map. The one thing which I do like the idea of is, because obviously a lot of people have completed games and stuff like that, I would love to see if there would be the legendary keepers. Just time starts when you start the first battle, time ends when you beat all of them. Like, that would encourage a lot of people to actually speedrun the full game.
Honestly, that's a bit like, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this, but in Kingdom Hearts 2, there is a category where you literally just do all the data organization fights. Back to back.
I like meme categories, though. Okay. Lodra should go down next turn. This should be fine. Fine will percent. Yeah. Where did he go this time?
It appears he's off in a corner, lamenting about being bad.
That's Leonard. Stuck in a hole. So
and that's where we'll leave him.
That dragon is the last one to come out. That dragon really, really hates the ice blob. So as long as we keep keeping the ice blob healthy with the double shields, we don't have to worry about that dragon, and we can just start taking out the other ones. And we should be able to take out both of these guys at the same time for the most part. But yeah, you can see this dragon just really, really dislikes the ice blob. And we're just going to do a coal toss just to get some damage.
It's like an old man, he just hates the cold.
Yeah, we're going to do... I guess we didn't really explain what the team synergy is with this team. Mad Eye, every time an ally member inflicts a debuff, they actually get 2 charge stack, which then powers up their next attack. And with the age stack as well, like, you can really do a lot of damage stacking up. Whoops, I meant to do a chill there, but he should be going down this turn.
We have an ability called Fatal Upkeep, which increases damage done by status effects.
Which is wonderful. That's actually the main reason why Mad Eye is there, truthfully. This is because we're able to exploit Fatal Upkeep being a level 20 skill for him, which is why we have to do the grind. There is a couple monsters which are... they're not as bulky, but they definitely are earlier for Fatal Upkeep. The Oculus has it at level 1. So theoretically, replacing the Mad Eye with that would work. Light shifted Mega Rock for the record. You can see how they're different colors because ever since we beat the Sun Temple, everything can be shifted. That's a pig. That's another pig. That's a bug. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Legitimately, though, I'm glad this is a thing with speedrunning this game, is kind of figuring out what the builds are ultimately, given the limited amount of skill points, the fact that we never reach, max level.
Yeah.
I kind of talked about it a little bit with Shawnee a bit. I wanted to kind of like throw a challenge out for the PvP community for this game. I would love to see what they would do in a PvP tournament where they can only use monsters up to level 10 or level 20.
Mm-hmm. That would encourage a lot of New Game Plus runners to see different strats as well and see what's possible. So we're just gonna go all the way up here. We have to open this thing. We have to lower this down by 1. We used to lower it by 2, but you only have so much. You don't need the treasure chest there. There's that landing leg. I'll turn invisible before talking to Leonard, and the eagle came right out. I Droot. I can't read that one, can I? I mispronounced that horribly. But the thing is, these three, the main reason I had these as a donation is you'll see them a lot, just because they lead every battle for the most part, except for, I think, the final area. I think when the final area kind of comes around, we'll be actually switching up the leads quite a bit, but otherwise, this is kind of what we have. Dot. Okay. Try my best. We can do acid rain. We can get the acid or the armor break on that. We can do that, and let's do freeze. Let's get some more damage on the. Okay, he's gonna go down next turn unless he gets some sort of big status boost. Wanna just
honestly, to circumvent a lot of the equipment issues, I would recommend just banning unique equipment. Using only base equipment, like things like feathers, fangs, that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of different like what ifs and stuff like that, but we will do another lava wave here. Oh, so that's the same unicorn as before, but just dark shifted. So unfortunately, it's also weak to all status effects. So this is a very bad team for it to be matched up against. But now we got to switch into Goblin Hood. Goblin Hood is a lot of fun, because it can put a lot of congeal on something very quickly.
He gets so many freaking like he just fires that bow super ground.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a lot of attacks, and do you give the bow to the bow user?
You would have guessed, right?
Yeah. So, the bow is a weapon in this that monsters can use that give them an additional hit for every attack they do.
Plus, his dark shifted ability already has he procs extra attacks based off how many times he hits too. So you get to see how many actually happen. And now it's just the bird. The bird also, I forgot to mention, he actually changes his weaknesses per turn.
So yeah, I forgot that was a mechanic. Yeah, because
we're gonna just play it a little bit safe here because a lot of the monsters here like to be jumpy. We're gonna just quickly. Oh wait, I need to. No, okay, you want to be run back. That's fine. I have to actually open the door. I pointed this out last time, and I'll point it out again during a marathon run. This is Dorothy. We can't skip this cutscene at all. So say hello to Dorothy. The door. I can't remember who I promised in the Monster Sanctuary Discord, but I said I'd say that during the marathon runs. Again, the second. Oh yeah, I know why I'm being booed. That's fine.
Dorothy is a jar now.
Ah, there we go.
I did not get enough sleep to hear this kind of talk.
That's fine. We're also gonna head over here, and this guy might look familiar here. Maybe because this is the monster version of him. We hold right here. Hopefully, my invincibility will wear off for the most part. Okay. Okay, you did want to play weird. Sometimes the Mega Rock is really in there. I love the laugh as well. Hit this one, go up here. Then we're gonna go up and around. Jump the wrong way. I always do that for some reason. I can barely hit the jump box on that. So we're coming to relatively the end of this area. This area is actually one giant loop. This part, I always liked it for that reason. This one felt like a nice big puzzle. It was very creative. There's Julia resting, or not resting, but taking in another alchemist that she found here. And please be nice and do not approach the lever.
You're gonna get into it.
Nope, okay. It sometimes wears off right after, depending on when you used it, so.
I was just certain you were gonna get an encounter there.
Honestly, same. So we're gonna go over here now, since now we can. And we are going to have to get up into this area. I wanted to get on the horse. Now we have to watch this a third time.
Yes.
Get on the horse. There we go. We're gonna keep moving and jumping like a weirdo. That's what we do. Oh, wait, what am I doing? We have to go here first, then the other way. You can see me doing a double jump.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you can see me just doing a double jump against the wall, throw the needle. Did that time. We'll do it the second time.
Also, Leonard lost his spectral familiar now.
Yeah, he lost to an alchemist and he had it kidnapped. The only one who has a special familiar anymore is Julia. They're slowly wrapping them up. Now we're gonna hit this again, fourth time. Because now we have to go around and hit the switch. This isn't, I do like this particular puzzle just because when you're trying to figure it out, you have to realize that this entire place is one big puzzle. It's not just, it's not like the little like isolated lever rooms and stuff like that. So this closes the hallway down south. Shouts to Sustaina, apparently. I forgot to keep forgetting to turn off the switch icon things.
Yeah, in a weird way, I consider this more of a final dungeon in the game than the actual final dungeon, because the challenge of this place is more or less just the labyrinth style puzzles.
Can you please jump?
As opposed to the final area of the game, which is just basically a boss rush.
Yeah, we just avoid all the enemies and just fight the things we need to fight, so it's not very interesting. This is going to be, unfortunately for this dragon, not a good time. We're just going to sit here and get Congeal, Burn, and it's weak to physical attacks, so that's why I quickly switched on to the Mega Rock. So we're just going to use the shield, power up the combo meter, and then we're just going to punch it. And it's going to get a bunch of Congeal damage and Burn damage. And that's unfortunately going to be this boss. And then after that, behind the alchemist there, that's Zosmos. We'll be saying hello to him shortly. That is the key of power. In the Mystic Workshop, we actually unlocked the abandoned tower, but we don't have the thing to open it. The reason we had to come down here was to get this key. Unfortunately, that was the dragon. Dead now. So we got the key of power, tells us that, and we're going to use another crystal shard.
And we're on our way to the final dungeon.
Yep. And we're just going to quickly... I know it's neutral. I'm not paying that much attention to that. We're going to grab this, that, and we're going to grab this one. Final one here is we want that. This one, literally his job is to survive, so you just go for all the defense and health ones. We need level 4 and level 4, and both these crit things eventually. Stop clicking that. We want these 3, and you want 1, 2, and 3, and eventually we'll get the other one there.
Yeah, so remember when we said that at a certain point the tonal shift is going to change for commentary?
After this battle.
We have reached that. After this battle, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forget this battle exists. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, unfortunately, we actually have a very good team versus Will. So, Yeah, it's unfortunately for Will, we're not going to be taking too much damage right out here. We want to use Cold Toss on this guy in the back here because he is weak to fire, and we want to get rid of that. Oh, Spark actually encouraged the thing. That again. That, and then I still want to get rid of you first, I think. Okay, next turn they should all go down if I do a lava wave. I can focus the damage onto the bird. And all of them go down. Oh. Again, this is where I should normally commit to a kill, but that one didn't matter. Most thing annoying is, again, this moth. I really hate this moth fighting it in the run. Freeze here, just chill on it. But Will has to have the most thought out team when it comes to like buffs and debuffs and stuff like that. It's unfortunate for Will that we don't really care because we are our own little. Like, we haven't used the back three. Like, essentially, if they take out any of these things, we're just going to say hello right back very quickly. Chill here.
We're just good at removing the debuffs on our party while applying a bunch of debuffs on him. It just doesn't work out for him very well.
And again, this is, again, all credit to DS9's kind of Potolfin and Ice Blob, is you can see that whatever you put as the assistant or the third monster isn't going to go anywhere because of that, let alone something which is technically strong to magic attacks. So as of now, I will get this ready so I can actually see. We are going to be paying very close attention to what the battles are doing. I've been kind of scraping by here. We have about 5 battles left in the game, if you want to have a perspective. And they're all keeper battles. Oh, sorry, and technically the end boss, but the end boss is legitimately free for our team.
Yes, it is.
Which is not the case for a lot of people.
Yeah. So these are some of the hardest fights in the game, bar none.
Yeah.
Each one, we have a particular strategy going in where if things go wrong, we forfeit. We're just gonna forfeit because we're kind of like trying to recover from a state of where we're losing is so slow and arduous, it's not worth it.
It's better just to literally walk up to the fight again. You don't lose anything by forfeiting other than a small time. It's a time save in itself, knowing when to quit, than to try to struggle through a battle. The same thing with a custom robo and any other speed games like our Zero Dreams. Never touched the ground there, technically. Sure, why not?
How? What?
The hitboxes are very generous and annoying. That's all I'll say.
I'm upset.
I always jump left there instead of right. So one last check. We have all our stuff. We have all our equipment done. And now we'll be versing these two. So give me a sec here. This is Mega Rock, Potolfin, and Ice Blob. So we want to be able to take out that guy in the front there. So we're going to try to do our best to get burn damage or weakness or something. And we want to make sure... Yeah, we want to make sure that the Mega Rock survives for the most part and has no burn on it. That's the most important, truthfully. So we can use a kind of a buffer of leaf shields and stuff like that as well. But otherwise, we're just going to do shield, and then we have to take out the Saddle Hammer with the thing weak against fire, which is honestly kind of scary, but whatever, we're fine. We'll get rid of you once, and we will actually Cold Toss on you. Get another burn at least. We do need to get rid of the Unicorn eventually, and it should have enough stuff on it that it will die from the debuffs. And yeah, there's the Restoring Shield chance to get rid of all the crappy debuffs. We'll do the Fire Shield to power this up, and we'll do Shielding Leaves to top out my, or try to top out my damage there. And we'll do a lot of Chill and Congeal targeting against the No, it wouldn't be worth it anymore. No, we're going to just protect you, and yeah, we just gotta go for some damage. This Cat Zerker, you'll see, hurts a lot, and it will continuously hurt because yeah. This is where the game remembers that it's still an extremely difficult game and does not want you to beat it. So. And I think we'll actually lose the Goblin Hood here by the Cat Zerker alone. I'm pretty sure.
The Cat Zerker is probably Yep. Wow.
So if you want to know how difficult the game can get, look no further than this kind of thing. We gotta start targeting you, buddy. Thankfully, these guys are relatively strong against physical attacks, so the Cat Zerker's not the worst right now, but I can't get rid of these debuffs anymore, and the Potolfin probably is going to go down. Oh, okay, we survived. Or shield and spore. And then I want the Potolfin to go down, just because I want Magikarp to come in, because it will check the other two. So we can do this and get rid of Kitty. We can then do Voltage and Arcane Bolt, get a sorcery buff for applying a weakness and taking out that one. And now it's this versus the world, and we have not only Lightning Punch, which is super effective, but we also have 2 Voltage users as well. So that is the battle. Did you die? Rude. It's fine. Literally, the Magikarp can't be defeated by this thing ever. That is 1. So now we'll actually take our time and quickly change into the buffs. You get the HP, get the defense over here, I believe. Yep. Get defenses left. Ah, right. Load. You get the crits. You get attack. You get this display part. I can go over what their actual skills do when I'm done the speedrun, and that takes time, obviously. We're still going to climb the abandoned tower here and keep going up. Where the alchemists have all gathered here, trying to basically unleash everything. And again, this is where I will let Ozzy take over. I need to focus now.
So this is easily the most frustrating fight for me personally, and I can imagine it gave a number of people. These Groomies are all resistant to status effects, and that's something we obviously use quite a bit here.
Nope, I have to forfeit.
Yeah, so the first thing we need to do, we need to kill the guy in the middle. He absolutely needs to go. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of a random chance whether or not we'll kill it on the first round of combat.
Yeah, this is one of the very few.
This is one of the very few cases where we need the first turn to go exactly the way we want it to. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yep.
We need the burn on it to pick up the KO, because the whole point of this is we need to get rid of the center monster each turn, basically. Okay, I will try. Oh, just shy.
Not enough.
And I needed 3.
Yep.
So this is again where the Potolfin needs to be relatively full health, and the Goblin Hood is key to this battle, which is the annoying part. So I didn't get a fresh one. So nope. This is really bad luck. Thankfully it's just the first turn forfeit and jumping up to this room. But we do need to make sure this is exactly as intended. That should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Because now we have...
There we go. That's poor Burn. He's dead.
Yeah. So we need to get rid of that guy because he shares regeneration, and this is the age team that we're versing. We don't want them to have regeneration, and everything else should relatively be fine now. I can... You know what? I'll be fine. I don't mind losing Mega Rock Turflay, so we'll just do damage. He should go down. We should be able to bring in Magikarp and then pick up the clean KO. This should go down. Yep. Bring up Manticorp. Do that. There we go. Pick up one. It has a Phoenix affinity, so it gets revived.
Yeah,
then...
it's basically a one-time auto-revive. Certain monsters get it, including Elder Gel, which is a little annoying when this fight can go on for as long as it does.
The whole point is to get the Goblin Hood to fight the Mega Rock in the back. After this, I don't mind if... Okay, we got burn, and we'll get one more burn as well, because this thing is still the squid, so it's still naturally weak to all the debuffs. And we should be fine if he takes out... No, we're still good. So we will, again, just do a voltage, get some extra damage here, and... it's not going to really matter anyway. Just try to get rid of the debuffs, and he should go down. And it's this Mega Rock versus, honestly, a very stacked team. I say that even though they have 3 monsters. Okay, we actually got the best case scenario here. So we'll do that. We will do Ignite, and we will do... Nope, third one didn't go on him. Next turn, no matter what, the Mega Rock is going to die from either Mad Eye coming in and... what's it called? The Manticorp doing the burn damage here, because it just takes so much damage per turn from the debuffs. And again, this is where we were routing this to be exactly as intended, is it's really annoying to get the right case scenario going. At the same time, we will now see how damaging this Manticorp can be. Because he doesn't have anything other than just basically sheer force of will at this point, really. He doesn't really do much. It's
kind of weird. I used to think that his Cthulhu monster was the thing that absolutely positively needed to go down as soon as possible. But because Manticorp is so good at dealing with these kinds of monsters, that it was just preferable just to let them live.
Yeah. The center monster coming in every single time actually was the biggest threat to the team composition we had. So because of that, we can do voltage just to get some more damage. The whole reason Manticorp was written in here was for this explicit battle. And this isn't the easiest battle of the last times. We're going to be versing another Alchemist in a sec here, but legitimately a lot of people hate the fact that I just beat that quickly, truthfully, even with a failed attempt.
Yeah, I have spent an hour just trying to figure out how to get past that. And a lot of what I ended up figuring out on my own was just blind luck and
blobs.
banging my head and blobs.
Lots of
banging
blobs.
against the metaphorical wall that was that fight.
Yeah. So we're going to be nearing the end game. If you have any donations or plugs or anything else you want to encourage, now's a good time. Because I'll just be doing one more and attacking the center monster each time, because that seems to be the decent strategy for dealing with these things with our team. Let's see.
Sure thing. So, again, we do have that bonus game after Castlevania for the incentive. We just need another $70 to go towards it, and we'll get our Me3 game going by Phase and Sparkover. And we do also have another incentive for later in the evening for the Sekiro Dies. Oh my gosh, I just ruined that. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice for the Immortal Severance ending, which is halfway to its incentive goal, so we just need another 150 on that. And then we go to sleep after that run.
I agree with that this time around. We should definitely try to do sleep scent tonight.
Is it sleep 100% or sleep any percent?
I don't plan on dying, so any percent. Restoring shield that has too much chill on my little guy here. We're just kind of building up H stack. You'll see the damage is lessening against the Mad Eye as this goes on. We're not really doing much anymore, and then that's kind of the whole point. So we're just trying to whittle down what we can. Okay, it's fine. Because once we get the center guy out, then we can start decking the spiritual familiars that are coming in. I will actually have a potion here. Pick up a KO. Cool. Then I can do another potion. I have to keep him alive as much as possible. He's not extremely crucial, but there goes all my buffs. I do want him staying alive a little bit longer. I think I should survive this one. If not, I have no problem because Goblin Hood can come out. Fine. Ignite, and Chilling Wind, just to get more debuff damage on the Toad. The Toad is actually one of the more annoying things to deal with as well. Honestly, it's not the worst as well. Damage. Just get the sorcery buffs. Oh, you're so close. That's annoying. We will buff you. Can you please get rid of this guy soon? Like, come on. It should be that bulky. Oh, I don't have multi-burn on, that's why. Of course. I should be going for chill damage more than anything else with the... Oh, well, we have Infinity now, so this is going to be a little bit of a finicky fight. Okay. I hope. I've never really done Infinity at this point, but it should be okay, because 11 age really is hard to get rid of. Like, yeah, a lot of damage there, but we're fine. Voltage. Do a chill. Again, we do have our entire team in the back, too. Are you going to take them out?
Yeah,
Okay.
It feels really good looking at your full team of alive monsters and looking at their team of half-dead monsters.
We will do Voltage and get rid of this guy here. And we will do... Just commit to the kill.
Commit to the kill, Shawnee!
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want that one alive.
Yeah, the thing is, when it comes to... Warp here. A chunk of damage against you, and then we will... Ignite. I should be able to pick up the KO against everyone else, and I'm pretty sure Ice Blob's going to go down, and I don't mind if he does as well, because honestly Goblin Hood with Infinity is extremely strong.
Yeah, Goblin Hood at this point is just going to just destroy everything.
That should be the case. We'll do Lava Wave instead, just to make sure, and we'll do a Voltage against this thing, and just take off like 75% of its actual life. And Voltage again. And not the nicest fight, but honestly, that one, I don't know why the Toad didn't go down. It should have. Don't have any skill points to spend, and this is the last two fights, so time's coming up very shortly.
Yeah, this is the it's what we consider the final boss. Just this fight right here. So the first thing we got him.
Yep. You got rid of the... So Mad Eye, thank you for your service. You have to die here. That's unfortunately the case. Then we have to do Ice Shield to get rid of some of the debuffs here.
Just silent into the night, sweet prince.
Yep. And then we do Shielding Leaves so we can survive the Dracogrand this turn. This is how... this is the most routed battle we have. Because we'll take a lot of damage here. We'll technically survive.
And we went through quite a bit. We were trying to figure out, okay, what is the biggest threat here? And we're just like, oh, the ones that we absolutely want to make sure is don't bring out all the dragons at once. God forbid, don't bring all the dragons out at once.
Yeah. We're just going to kind of heal and buff and do whatever. You can do Ice Shield. Hopefully get rid of the weakening here. Nope, we don't. That's fine. We can for the debuffs there, and then we can do shielding leaves, just get a little buffer. Next turn we'll be able to take out that dragon, and then it's honestly free game for the Manticore after that, because, well, we had to get rid of the other dragon as well, but like this all kind of works really nicely. Still didn't get it. It's fine. We'll just do some more burn damage hopefully on you. But again, I will always say this as much as I possibly can. Donate as much as you can. Obviously, a wonderful cause. I actually have to switch out. Just annoying. But also, if this game looks interesting, please like always support indie devs as well. They put a lot of hard work in their like it shows. Like this game is amazingly updated, balanced, patched. They have a wonderful PvP scene, and if you want to speedrun it, contact me. I'll help you guide through the starting of stuff.
After he gets some sleep.
Yes, let me sleep first. That's crucial at this point.
I mean, also kudos to you guys for being able to commentate and also run this while on, no sleep.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's years of doing RPG commentaries over the years. I just
happens.
Said that. It does just happen. Where it's like, hey, you want to be a part of Custom Robo for Midnight Shift? Sure, I love Custom Robo. What time? Oh.
3 a.m. Sure, why not?
Why not?
So now we have the Mad Eye at 9 Infinity. We're just going to switch out to the Manticore and just start buffing. Unfortunately for this Manticore, or unfortunately for this Mad Eye, this Manticore is just the worst. Because to put it in perspective, I'll show this off. He has 30% damage reduction. So that's a lot, right? So that's why we can do a quarter of his HP and then get more sorcery bonus now. Like everything this Manticore is going to do is just going to ruin this guy's little life. And we can also do a Heat Shimmer here for some extra damage because we had some build up of charge. And normally, again, like 11, 12, whatever amount of debuffs here, like it's not going to matter at this point because yeah.
Alright. Time for the victory lap.
Yep, so we switch the order around. So we get the highest amount of percentage combo going towards Mad Eye here. We're going to apply weakness so it does 20% less. And this is a victory lap, like Ozzy said. They're not going to be able to really take out our monsters because we're just going to keep shielding, doing the status debuffs, and then we're going to start taking out their buffs, so it can't do any more damage. So yeah, this is the game. I hope this was entertaining. This has taken a lot of work to get to the point where we're finishing it. I think 2 hours and it says okay, 2 hours 14 minutes. So I can show off a few things, so things aren't as rushed for the crew here. Because I have a couple things I can show off at least.
You should just show off all of the monsters.
I can actually.
Yeah, you can. Dude, you should show off my stupid voltage build.
I don't have the monsters for that available.
Dang.
Yeah.
I've been really digging this shock build I've been using, where I shock enemies, I heal from shock, I remove debuffs from shock, and I also remove my enemies' buffs with shock.
Also, to put in perspective on how much damage I'm doing with these debuffs and stuff like that, the burn, whatever, I will just get in a second here. He has 49,933 HP. I'm not doing that very well with that, but you see the 2,000, 1,000, 1,000? That's Congeal doing that. So, like, if you're able to fight this guy properly, by all means, go for it. He's an extremely hard-end boss. If you can survive, you can win. Also, time's coming up here. And time.
GG.
Yatta! GG! 215.
Yeah. 1407 was the other run. So even with some problematic things and retrying that one fight quite a few times, truthfully. Yeah, that is Monster Sanctuary. Hopefully, I don't soft lock the game by skipping the credits too quickly. You can do that if you do that. Also, again, I love the community. The public Discord is available on SRC page. You can join it. There's a speedrunning Discord part of it. Join that. Learn to run it. Don't be like that guy. He didn't join the Discord.
Fine, don't be like me then.
yeah, Ozzy, join the Discord as well while you're at it. But yeah, there's Conan the Librarian, like I said. You'll see him a lot in the Discord, and they actually have a lot of voice calls and stuff. I will go to the end here. There's Blob Burke. All my monsters got shoved in the corner. Even less space.
Or God forbid, give them a bigger play area.
They didn't even want to use the whole space, though. Like, look at that.
Yeah, I know. So the thing is, to put it in perspective, we did very little of a map. A lot of little strings everywhere and whatever. There's a lot.
Yeah, you can even load up your main file just to show what the full map looks like comparatively.
So I was gonna say, this is how it works: is we have the age stack, we have toxic reaction, we have fatal upkeep, cascade, and perflate, just to spread all sorts of status effects. And if you're super effective, you can do an additional hit. You can power up things. Is it? The whole reason this thing doesn't die is as much as mana gets regenerated, it gets 200% back health-wise. So every time it casts Fire Shield for 194, it gets 2 doses of 200% HP as mana, or mana regenerated as HP, which is why you kept seeing his HP go up. Like, there's tons of creative things you can do with this. And my favorite thing, which I will show off briefly on my main file, is that's right, I saved in the corner.
Oh, you should show them the Elder Gel fights, right?
Well, that's what I'm doing, the 3 Manticorps.
Yes.
So there's team synergies, and then there's 3 Manticorps. They're great. I love them. I'll actually purposely switch these around. I always forget to do that before doing this. And we just grab Elder Gel, who is weak to neutral attacks. And we have these little balls. And these little balls, I'm just going to do this to the camera, is get way stronger than they should. And
Orb.
Yeah, the thing is, they get buffs based off of if they do a super effective attack, and they share it with other mages, which is themselves. So you can just see all the yellow damage being critical hits, all the debuffs and bleed happening, and just absolute murder of this boss. And this is just, you don't obviously do this all the time, but like, this is a situational thing, but there's a lot of synergies that can work in this game where you just nuke a boss that's level 40 with not fully equipped things in 3 turns.
3 turns, champion.
So, also, other thing that's nice is you can go back and refight every single monster as well. Oh, I actually.
And this is how you get this lets you retry for getting the 5 stars, because that's how you unlock that monster to use as a party member.
Yep. And to put in perspective for the actual size of the map, for actually exploring everything, there actually is quite a lot here. Like, we barely did anything on Horizon Beach, truthfully. It actually comes to it.
Yeah,
so, like,
Horizon Beach is pretty large.
Yep. You have all the things. You have preset teams. The monster journal you wanted to see. There's wonderful artwork for every single of the monsters. My favorite being, the overly serious Grummy.
Why? Why so angry?
I don't know why so angry. Cat Zerker
It's like
looks...
American. It's like Cat Zerker. It's all right.
Yeah, but it has all the information that you want: common loot, rare loot,
Yeah.
Rare loot based on how you fight them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it has a wonderful. Look at the Mad Eye. So cute. The overly muscular Megatar.
Yeah. I particularly love the slime.
Yeah. There's the Tanuki. Koi. Like, wonderful artwork, wonderful description, wonderful lore. The more you fight. I never got the rare loot from the Draconovs, so I should go back and do that eventually. But yeah, like, this is Monster Sanctuary, and there's the end boss. So yeah, there you go. Like that's Monster Sanctuary. What do I have to show off if there's anything to kill time for you guys, or if we can just wrap it up? I don't know what you want to do. Oh,
You can
there's.
show all the monsters.
I'll show all the monsters in a sec. As I was going to say, there's also one other glitch that we can. Where's the Mad Lord? Oh, here he is. Because you can preset a team. Where's my monsters? Yeah, here we go. We can preload a team off the menu. Thank you. So you can preload a team and have it set up so you can play it on New Game Plus. So I had this guy set up so he gets 7 charge stacks, which do 21% more damage for the next attack. He can attack the group. Bromandus thought that through and is able to do like that 1-turn slime fight in the beginning. And there's other instances of if you have a level 40, you have access to all the skill trees. And if you were to raise your character to level 3 and get 5 extra skill points, the game makes you load this one. So if you want to have like a glitched run, but not doing the actual glitches, you can get this entire skill tree off after doing the Steam Golem. And you can just get Igniting Gas and all this other stuff for whatever other skills you want in these games. And yeah, I'll show off the Monster Journal here. Or even the Monster Journal there. Technically. So we'll go through them all, and then we'll wrap it up, I guess. Oh, Discord open. I'm getting pinged.
Sounds good. If you have any favorite names for your monsters too.
Oh, I'm uncreative. I just keep them all default names for the most part.
Yeah, same.
Like,
I might give them I might call them pet nicknames, but I won't like actually rename them.
Like legitimately, probably the scariest thing in the speedrun is the Katzerkers. Like they can wreck
Terrifying.
you.
Like their crit damage output, bleed damage output is insane.
Yeah, you got the Tengu, who's basically a bomb. You just use them and they do massive amount of fire damage. Actually, also mentioning as well the DLC coming out. Certain monsters are getting evolutions. One of them is known to be fungi. So this will have its own little evolution, and they actually had a fan art contest, and 5 of the monsters that were made for that became creations for the game that would be implemented in the game. So a lot of these monsters actually I'm showing, some of them actually were made by the fans of the game, which is really cool because you get your monster put into the game. I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, I think Draconov and his evolutions were. Can't remember. I know someone in chat can correct me for certain things, which are. There's the goblins. One day they'll be useful, I promise.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he looks so happy. He's like a guy that has 2 knives.
I'm sure you can make them work as they are right now. I just want to play them when they're better.
Also, that thing's derpy. I don't use it for the mount because it bounces up and down and it tends to bug me. But the Blade Widow. I love the Blade Widow. There's some crazy things you can find here. In particular, these 2 are really great together. One has like pure regeneration. This was almost routed into the run as well. It got to the 3rd last fight and then just couldn't do anything anymore. And it became problematic. We gotta investigate the unicorn, Aquilin. Totally not a reference to anything else. Totally not.
Nope.
Especially since it loves the Sun Palace and everything. Nuki, Kanko, Dodo.
Yeah.
Pongamato. You can. I would name this thing Do It if possible.
I have not tried that monster out. So again, I've only barely touched half a quarter of this roster in full detail. And that's just the thing is there's a lot to core over here. There's a lot to test. Actually,
speaking of community things, there's actually enamel pins of the Manticorp. Which are really adorable.
I find it humorous when you think about it, Sean, that the two one-eyed monsters are basically opposites of another.
Yeah, I don't think I could do the run without Mad Eye. Again, for anyone who donates, we do have the cross stitch here.
Just you wait, Johnny. We're all gonna work collectively as a community to get Mad Eye deleted from.
No, he's so cute. He's actually very important to the lore as well, because that's actually how the end boss spies on the world. There's Brutus, pure attack, no weaknesses, no nothing. Like you see the weaknesses in the corner there.
He punched things good.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brutus not do well. Mega Rock got replaced him just because of the defense stat, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That and it's a Shadow Proc ability, whatever. Yeah, Rashang, pretty much, yeah, right. Mokus is a really good one. That's the guy I was using at the beginning. They're actually extremely good. They're actually a shock-based thing, too, so if you want to check them out, obviously that'd be something. Yeah. Draconoir, unfortunately, extremely annoying, causes blinds. We got the spinner, which honestly, I love the look of it. And that's the main reason I keep using that thing behind me. There's actually a couple other options I can use, but I love seeing this guy behind me. There's a Plague Egg, which is adorable. Soon, who has a knife, which doesn't look like it in the world map for me, but apparently has a knife. The Darnation.
Yeah, it just looked like it's its arm or something.
Yeah. Just because it's the same color and it's holding it like that. The Changeling, which is technically all types of monsters, which is a great creative thing.
I love the Changeling. Like visually, when you see it out on the field, it is always constantly changing shape.
Yeah.
Oh, for stupid fish! I hate that.
This guy, this dude is actually stopping me from routing the all bosses. Like he alone.
Bertrag?
Yeah, he's just destroying me, and I can't get by him. And Mad Lord. So that's all 101 monsters. So I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for the run.
Yeah, I'm happy to always do this run. We destroyed the 3 hour 10 minute 3 hour 10 minute estimate initially. But we even destroyed the 245. But yeah, like this is a wonderful game. Again, I always love helping indie devs in any way, shape, and form. Definitely support them. Just support the marathon here as well. Donate what you can. If you can, if not, spread the word. That's always extremely important to getting charity marathons doing. And we have really amazing schedule ahead as well, upcoming days as well. So please stay tuned for that.
Yep, so stay tuned for the Real Bong with Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we manage to hit our incentive for our bonus mystery game, we'll get our mystery game. If not, then we have Brofar with the Resident Evil 2 remake, followed by Omax and Kazuto B for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So